Hello everyone, and welcome to a new playthrough of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm going to do something a little bit different today that we haven't... I don't think you guys have seen any experimental branches before, unless you've played them yourself. There's one... So, Crawl has releases every, I don't know, 6 months or something. But you can also play on Trunk, which is the latest, development version. So that's sort of Trunk is usually pretty stable, but sometimes it breaks, whatever. But it's generally fairly stable. But there's also these experimental branches, which one of the server admins hosts on his server, as well as main crawl, as main Trunk rather. And Lasty was complaining today that not enough people have been testing something that he has an experiment on. So I thought we'd give it a try. So we're going to go look at experimental branches, and there are 3 right now. I'm looking forward to Abyss Run being merged into Trunk, because it sounds interesting, but I'm not interested enough to actually play the experimental branch myself. I guess I could, but... And Lacertillion, I don't know, whatever. It's a race that somebody's thought of and tried out before, and they're trying it out again now. I don't know. But this new god Lasty is working on Ukayaw or something. I want to give that a try. And so we'll talk about what the heck that guy is. But first, I don't know, what do I want to play as? Does it matter? Does anybody, I don't know. I just think I'll just random and, try to pick something that Human Enchanter. That is, literally the worst thing you could possibly play for Ukayaw, I think. Oh my god, these are terrible. Please! Merfolk Warper? No, I think that's bad, too. Vinestalker Hunter. Alright, how much testing has Lassie already gotten on, Vinestalker? A lot, actually. Alright, let's try to pick... Let's just forget this random nonsense. Let's play a Naga. A Naga. Ugh. Could play a Naga Monk. I wonder what monks of Ukayaw even get, right? He's got... that's weird. Well, but let's just not do that. I don't want to figure that out, do I? Nagas have a tough time enough at the beginning of the game without having to go unarmed combat. I think I'll just take, Transmuter? Naga Transmuter? That's... I might not make it to the Ukayaw... I can't say this dang guy's name. I might not make it to the altar, but I love Transmuters, even though I'm not very good at them. We'll give it a try. So let's just get this all set here. We're going to work, basically on unarmed combat only. And, I don't know. I always, feel like I should put a little in transmutations, but I don't think I should. We're doing fine. We can cast Beastly Appendage well enough, and we just need to live. Oh, pick up needles and stones. Fine. So what is the deal with Ukayaw? He is the god... What the heck is this? I never see this empty art. This is an entry vault I haven't seen before that I can recall. So he's the god of ecstatic dance, and Lasty refers to him as the combo god. I don't remember Naga's spit poison. That's how you don't... Oh gosh, let me macro. Yeah, that should be 5, please. And so this is not my home server, which is why things are not set up quite the way I want. And what else did I need? I wanted something. No. I wanted the targeting X to act like V. I always get confused if that's not how it works. Okay, Nagas. So you got a poison spit to not die. That's the secret. Right? See, that wasn't that way better than walking up and punching the dang bat. Ooh, plate armor? No, that's terrible. We need to cast our transmutations. So Lasty's been calling him the combo god. because the thing that I think is most different about this god, and I don't know a ton about him. Like I know some, just from like hearing people chat about him. Oh, please don't kill me. All right, there we go. Is his piety meter is very different from other gods. Well, I mean, not there's like the way that most gods' piety works, and not every god's piety works that way, but it's like the most common thing, right? Is like you start, and there's some variation. But so Ukayaw, ooh, level 2, yes, sticks to snakes, please. Ukayaw's thing is that piety is a very it's more of a tactical resource than a strategic resource. Is that what I'm not sure that I'm accurate in saying that. It's a resource that builds up very quickly while in combat, and then when you're out of combat, it drops very quickly, back down all the way to like 0, basically. So rather than beginning combat with like your powerful abilities, as you might with most gods, like, oh, there's something scary, let's pop heroism or finesse or whatever with Ukayaw, or gosh, I'm getting hungry, or I need some corpses, let's ask Kiku for some corpses that we can turn into zombies or whatever to start this fight. Like, you can't do that because your piety is 0 when you're not in a fight. With this combo god. And then when you start like punching guys, that's what Ukayaw loves, and your piety like goes up like a rocket while you're in the middle of combat, and you can use that to activate the abilities you actually want. So the design of this god, I think, is to like sort of encourage you to play in a way that would otherwise be pretty bad, of like continuing of like fighting big groups of enemies and pushing on when like you might otherwise choose to retreat and rest, because hey, you've got your piety really high and you've got all these superpowers that are going to go away if you retreat, making you sort of balance that, is what I understand like this god to be about. And I don't know if the experimental branch, I think that when they do experimental branches for gods, they sometimes put like an altar early on in the game, like so it's easier to play with them. I'm not really sure. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But okay, we're ready to go downstairs. Let's read some scrolls. Great, it was identify, lovely. And how about this? It was enchant weapon, lovely. Figures. 2 enchant weapon, don't want weapons. Who is this? What is it? Faded altar? Yeah, I'm not, no thanks, not today. The only god who's actually in trunk that I have not yet won a game with is Pakelus, and I've only even played 1 Pakelus game. I got a Faded Altar on a Ogre Fire Elementalist, and I was like, sure, let's give it a try. I don't do Faded Altars that often, but it seems like almost everything we could get would be fine. Let's just take Dex. And I don't know. Maybe Pakelus was fine and I just played him wrong. Like, I know he's quite strong, but I got him like when I was at a point on that character where I depended very heavily on my spells. Oh, I'm level 3. I can memorize Spider Form. Can't really use it yet, but we can do that later. I depended quite heavily on my spells. I need to train some transmutations as well. So let's go like this. And I just wasn't able to transition to punching to like, and Pakelus makes it really hard for you to regen MP, so you like can't really use spells much. So anyway, that's just like not really related to this game at all, but I saw that Faded Altar and it reminded me, like, I don't have a Pekela Swin, and because I only played him once on a Faded Altar. Oh great, see invisible, of course. Nagas don't need it because they can already see invisible. Okay, but I mean, so far the beginning of this game is going fine in the sense that, like, we're on Dungeon 2 and we're not dead yet. And we're playing fairly carefully, I think. I'm reasonably happy with how I'm playing. Playing cautiously, gotta stay. I mean, especially as a Naga, where like you literally can't run away from anything. You have to approach combats carefully. Try very hard to. You have to arrange. You have to be thinking tactically before you see any monsters. By the time you see a monster, it could be too late. Because do I have anything I can do about this adder aside from, like, no, we're just gonna throw a stone at him. Because if you find yourself out in the open and, like, oh no, there's 3 monsters, like, you can just get killed before you can get back to a corridor. With other races, you know, you can keep pace with the monsters and get to a corridor as soon as you see them. But with Naga, you really can't. You have to be, like, auto explore is very dangerous. Oh, okay, that's interesting, I guess. Auto explore is dangerous in general early anyway, but especially for these races that have problems in the early. Oh my lordy! Okay, all right, rip in pieces. What do I have here that could help me survive Sigmund? Because I think I'm just, like, a little bit dead. We're gonna, like, so what is that? The scroll on I is probably remove curse, right? But I might have some teleportation. Because, like, Sigmund, there's just no way. There is just no way. But if I back up, then at least he won't be able to cast spells at me because there's this bat in the way, so he can't, like, confuse me. So I think we're just going to start reading scrolls and hope we find teleportation or something useful. And if we don't, we'll try potions, maybe. I don't know what. Hey, I did it! Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. Teleportation. Okay, great. So, I don't know, it's I'm going to put a note here so I remember about Sigmund. And, like, auto explorer, never come here. Never come here. That ought to do it. It's things like this that I think make a big difference to your early game win rate, is reacting like how would I describe my reaction there? As, like, I don't know, the very turn I saw Sigmund, right? I stopped. I was like, this is going to kill me unless I do something drastic. Figure out the right drastic thing to do it immediately. You know, recognize threats before they are, before it's like, oh, your HP is at 50%. This must be a scary situation. Like, you know, it was a scary situation when your HP was at 100%. But if you wait until it's at 50 to react, then it might be too late. So I think that's something that makes a big, big difference to your win rate in the early game. I mean, really any part of the game, but since the early game is sort of the hardest and the most important. Yeah, okay, great. There's Sigmund again. I was just thinking maybe I shouldn't be here at all. Maybe I should just have gone downstairs. I was like, oh, I just want to explore. So this was, yeah, I think I was clearly wrong to explore more. I was like, I'll explore this area, like, around here. Like, there's some experience in the form of monsters here that we haven't seen. And like last we saw Sigmund, he was down here. Like, what are the odds we run into him? And the other was like, I don't know, the odds are okay. They weren't terrible. They weren't great. But it just wasn't worth the risk. I should have just gone downstairs, forget about the extra experience. And now I'm in this situation where I have to decide what to do again. I can try walking away, but that's not going to work because I'm a Naga. Even on a normal speed race, it might not work because Sigmund is, he's got like confusion and so on. But on a Naga, it's like never ever going to work. So I think what I do actually is try sticks to snakes a bit to like, here you go, to distract him. Yeah, the ball python is confused, but we're getting away, and that's what counts. Okay, great. Don't use these stairs, please. So we've got Sigmund. Sigmund on Dungeon 2. Like, that's extremely dangerous. You can die to Sigmund much later than Dungeon 2. Running into him that early is a death sentence if you try to fight him. You know, you might get lucky and win, but you deserve to die. Oh yeah, great. Speaking of ways you can die, it's Grinder. Hey guys, nice to see you, Grinder. Well, we can't exactly run to the stairs, can we? We could try. Oh wait, no. There's these stairs. This stair here is safe. I think we're gonna try the same thing. Let's just cast sticks to snakes again. Ouch, that's scary. Okay. Oh, I love these snakes, man. What happened? Oh, I see. He cast pain at me, and my snake just immediately was vaporized. So it looks like these pythons are keeping him occupied, at least, which is all I can really ask for. Do we take these stairs? I think yes. We go up, and we take the third, the unvisited staircase, which is this one? Let's make a note of Grinder. The Naga early game is so bad. I don't know why I why I chose to play Naga. I don't know. They're like they're cool. Now let's make some snakes. Here's a speeder. Good work. Good work, Snake. You got him. Keep it going. Yep. Snake bros. You and me, we're both snakes. Snake solidarity. You just please die for me, and I'm sure we'll get along fine. This guy has a club, not a spear. Not a reaching weapon, importantly. So it meant I was thinking of whether I could afford to stand here and then have the snake, my adder, come next to me. If he had a reaching weapon, then he would have stayed just north of this space here, right? He wouldn't have walked next to me. But since he had no reaching weapon, he came adjacent, and like, I don't know, it's kind of fairly simple tactical thinking, but still important to think about. And I'm glad that we're training some transmutations, because Sticks to Snakes has already saved our life at least twice, I think 3 times. Right? We use it against Sigmund, we use it against Grinder, and we use it against those gnolls. And I think we would be dead each of those times if we... Well, I mean, you know, you could survive one of them with teleportation or something, but, like, you don't want to blow through teleportation if you could just, like, cast a spell. 6 of these scrolls. Wow, that must be Remove Curse. It's not Identify, and it's not Teleport. Like, Remove Curse is the only thing that's common enough, I would expect to see 6 of by now. 7. Alright, well, I mean, it's good to know, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I should identify it so that I do know. One of the things that Nagas are, oh my god, are great at is they just have a lot of hit points. What? That doesn't make sense. He gestures at me. My python resists and pain shoots through my body? What? Pain should have stopped at the first monster, well, enemy. What? That shouldn't have hit me. I don't understand what's going on. Alright, I think I want to just test this real quick. Let me open up a Wiz Mode game and see what the hell is going on with pain. Do you guys see this? You do. That's nice. I don't have to do anything funny. Yep, transfer. Okay, so let's... Oh, whoops, I made the font too big. How are we doing? Is it looking okay now? It looks okay now. I'll just leave it alone. So let's go here, say, get this corridor. Let's make grinder. All right, so it looks, let's shrink it again. How are we now? Does it all fit on the screen? Here's grinder, right? And let's make a, what's something, training dummy, HP, does that work? Can I do that? I can, great. All right, so training dummies are Ys, really? No, wait, I'm a Y, I'm an ice form, got it. So let's move the training dummy between me and grinder. Let's freeze times, just let's pin him so he can't ever move. Rock, wall, and nothing else can either. Rock, wall. Alright, unfreeze time. So now there's, oh, whoops. I didn't want to make this a wall, I wanted to make this floor. And this should be rock, wall. Okay, so the idea here is now there's just this 3x1 area. He can't possibly go anywhere except exactly where I want him to be for testing this. Let's get out of ice form. I don't know why. Is his time running right now? Okay, great. Let's wake him up. What's my magic resistance like? Let's just get down to level 1. Now my magic resistance is like 0, so he should be able to hit me with pain if he tries. Oh, let's make this a friendly training dummy. How do I do that? Control F? Capital F, okay. Fine. Yeah, okay, so he's hitting it. But he's not, like... He's gesturing, which I assume is trying to cast some spell. I mean, obviously it is, right? I don't know if it's pain or... Ah, training dummies are immune to negative energy, so he might know he can't cast pain. What, could I use another monster that doesn't ever attack but isn't immune to negative energy? I can't think of anything. Maybe I could use something really stupid. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll destroy this thing. Oh, no. Here, go over there. Let's just make a rat with 10,000 hit points. Make it friendly. So he's gesturing. Okay, the rat stopped moving. Makes sense. He's gesturing at me. The rat convulses in agony. What I want is for the rat to resist pain. And then see if it still gets to me. Will you do that? Can I give the rat extra magic resistance somehow? I don't think I can. What if I picked... Is there a monster with more magic resistance, but that doesn't do enough damage to kill Grinder? Maybe a jelly? Ah, let's stop. Make a jelly. HP 10,000 again. Oh, okay. This one might be a little bit too powerful and just kill Grinder. I don't really know. Yeah, I think Grinder's gonna... Grinder gestures at me, jelly resists, and it didn't cause pain to me. So... No, whoops. Alright. So I guess what that tells me is that I must have misunderstood what's going on here. I don't know why it said my ball python resists, pain shoots through my body. But it looks like it must have been something different than pain somehow pierced through the ball python, which is what I was trying to test. Alright, so back to real life now. How are we going to survive this game? Stairs, nearest stairs, not very close. There's these, but I think this stair is going to kill us if we take it, basically, right? That's where Sigmund is, yeah. We can't really fight Grinder. The only thing I can do is put down more snakes and try to run away. But, I mean, he does not really mind snakes, honestly. I guess the main benefit here is that he doesn't know where we are. So we're getting away that way. Now if I have to, I can run downstairs. I really don't want to do that. But I think he's sort of lost track of us. Nope. Look, it happened again, right? Grinder gestures at me. The kobold dies, and then I take pain damage too. Something weird is going on with monster pain. I don't know what it is. I'm going to have to debug it after this. Let me just put that on my to-do list. Learn add amalloy to-do. Does monster pain pierce through enemies somehow? Okay. So, meanwhile, like, we're dying soon, unless we do something about it. So let's teleport. Let's make a snake. Alright, we got away. But this is a mess. This is so hard. I mean, it's been a really rough early dungeon, even if we weren't a Naga. But as a Naga, it's just a disaster. Alright, Rue and like a bunch of webs? Seems like a weird altar to Rue. I mean, the question that I have right now is, like, when do we declare this floor a loss and just, like, go downstairs, like, way too early? You know, Dungeon 3 is pretty dangerous at level 4, but is it more dangerous than a floor with Grinder on it and no scrolls of teleportation? I don't know. So this is why I was talking about like auto explore being dangerous, right? Is it'll take you right back to where Grinder is, and if you set up an exclusion to try to stop it, it'll find some way to like misunderstand the exclusion you set and take you right back into the area you were trying to avoid going in. So especially in the early game, I try to be patient enough to use shift move to explore where possible. All right, you know what? I think I will go downstairs. This whole floor is awful just because Grinder is on it. But I don't know if I really can do that. Like, well, hello. We can't teleport this time. I was trying to get to us there, but he found me. Can we make... How many snakes are we allowed to make? There's not really a summoning spell, so there is no cap. You can just make a million of them. My like spider form is not good enough. Even if I could switch to spider form, I would still be killed, I think. So I think we're just gonna make more snakes. A bunch of lava for some reason. All right, everybody kill Grinder, please. He's killing them in one turn. It's brutal. All right, we've got a ton of snakes, right? If they can get a 2-on-1 against him, or even just buy me enough time to walk away. How would I walk away if that's what I wanted to do? Come down here. Oh, they're going to get him in a 4-on-1. Oh, so good. But they don't need me here. They can... Do they? Maybe they do. Well, if they do, I don't mind. I'm leaving anyway. Oh, nice work, Snakies! We got him! We just got a bunch of experience. Grinder must be dead. Alright, that's a relief. So let's... Do I have any exclusions up? I don't. Let me just take the exclamation point off the annotation. Ah! Oh my god. Prozac Elf, please. Why? This game was going just fine. At least all he has is friggin' Sandblast. How many arrows do I have? I'm not going through those too fast. Oh my god, player ghosts. Naga's life is rough. Let's try making a snake. What? What race is this? This ghost? A vine stalker? Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Nagas. Like that's like a Bugs Bunny thing, right? Elmer Fudd would say that. But why? I don't think I've seen a player ghost say that before. Is it because he's an Earth Elementalist? Because he's a vine stalker? Oh, I bet he's got high stealth. Maybe. Maybe that's what it is. Yes, he's a sneak. Got it. Alright, his stealth was his highest skill. By the way, Prozac Elf, that just seems weird. Why would you make stealth your highest skill? Well, that actually didn't hurt as much as I expected when he hit me with a Sandblast. But, I mean, we don't really want to fight this at all. Yeah. Okay. And we killed Grinder, which means we got some experience, which means that this level of the dungeon is not quite as dangerous as it was a minute ago. No, God! What? What am I supposed to do about this, guys? I have no teleports left. Water Moccasin on Dungeon 4. You don't usually see these until you get into Lair. And this would be, like, disastrous for any player, not just a Naga. because they can outrun anybody. So in that sense, I'm kind of glad to be a Naga. Nobody else could get away, and Nagas are comparatively stronger than other races. How long has this video been going on? Like half an hour. Okay. So I think I'm going to have to just try to overwhelm him with snakes and use a potion of agility to maybe have a chance to not die while that's happening. So let's start with a snake here. Nope, no snakes for you. There's a snake. They can't constrict, right? No. Alright, let's quaff this potion of agility now. And just make a million snakes. He's being constricted, which means we can back off. Make more snakes. We're going to go through all of our MP here and maybe, just maybe, be able to kill this guy somehow. I would sort of like to cast Beastly Appendage, but I don't know if I should do that or save my 1 MP for another snake later. Is there anything else I could do? What about that Potion of Ambrosia or some other potion? Potion of Ambrosia sounds pretty good right now. Get me back a bunch of MP. I definitely want to use the Potion of Ambrosia, I think. It's just a question of exactly how and when. Like, do I do it now? Do I try to run away so that one of my snakes can constrict this water moccasin and then I can use Ambrosia and regen in peace? I'm not sure. I think I'll just do it now. I don't know anything better that I can do. So let's drink Ambrosia. Yeah, I mean, I'm confused. And there's a bunch of friendly snakes around, which I definitely do not want to accidentally attack. So I'm not going to try to run away. I'm just going to shout, everyone kill this stupid water moccasin, please. And that seems to be working. He's being constricted. Is there anything else useful I can do? I could eat some bread. Yeah, I'm going to want the hunger. Yeah, so I hope that I don't die while I'm eating this bread, but I think Ambrosia should see me through it. Yeah, nice. Nice. So we didn't even need the Ambrosia, really, but I was worried, and I think rightly so, that the water moccasin might kill all my snakes and that I would need more. And you don't see a lot of uses for Ambrosia, and that was one that I think was a perfectly good use, so I'm happy to use it. I'm a little more sad to see the agility go, because you do see lots of uses for that, but, you know, I really needed to survive, and getting some evasion was a good way to do that. So I feel entirely justified. And we're alive, which is the only real measurement that matters. Well, I mean, it's not, right? Having potions is a measurement that matters a lot. Oh my god. Well, let's read these. Oh, look at that. It's remove curse, guys. Who knew? I should have at least wielded this hunting sling. Well, it wasn't cursed, so there you go. A robe? An artifact robe. Well, it's a little bit dangerous to try it on. It could be terrible and, like, have contam or something, but I think it's worth the risk. Huh. Dex +7 is real good. Negative fire resistance is bad? What does this do to my evasion? I didn't really look. So we have 10 versus 9. So on the surface, not much of a win. But the extra dex will help our accuracy as well. I think I'm going to keep this on, at least for the the moment. It's not like a gigantic coup, but what am I even doing? Why am I just tabbing an adder? But it will help. We'll dodge slightly more often, and we'll hit substantially more often, I think. Oh, an ash altar, if only. But no, we are zealots of the one true god, Ukayaw. I don't know why they pick names that are so impossible to pronounce. Right? Like, how do you say this? Ukayaw? I guess, I don't think, yeah, I didn't even show you guys the name yet, right? Because it was just on, the branch name was just like, God of Ecstatic. No, it was Ukayaw. I don't know, anyway. You can stomp, so there's 3 powers you get, huh? And there's no, like, I don't know what they all do. But okay. I hope that we get to an altar and can actually pick him up. Because one thing I'm curious about is, like, most gods, if you find an altar to them quite early, then of course it's very strong, because you can start building piety early, right? Now, Ukayaw, on the other hand, doesn't really have a piety building mechanic. Your piety all vanishes within like the space of not very long. Just in between combats, it's gone. So, on the one hand, finding an early altar is obviously still good because it means you have access to the god for longer. But you don't have that like build up where, oh, because I found him on dungeon 2, I've got a lot of piety on dungeon 6 or whatever. It means, like, let's say you could find an altar to him on dungeon 2 or on dungeon 6. It's obviously better on dungeon 2, but it seems like for Ukayaw, what the hell? There's some giant vault over here, right? Like, this is a huge vault that we got to get into. I'm not sure what's going on, but I guess it's over here. What the hell? So for most gods, if you find him on dungeon 2, like, you're much stronger on like dungeon 3, say, for example. Well, not much stronger because you haven't even gotten the piety to start paying off yet. You don't have any god abilities, so you don't even really get strong until dungeon 6 ish, when you've got like 1 or 2 stars of piety. Whereas it seems like with Ukayaw, you're stronger right away, but after that is done, like after you get to 6, like if you, like, we're considering the 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, you find an altar in dungeon 2. Scenario 2, you find an altar in dungeon 6. If the altar is to Ukayaw, then like finding an earlier one doesn't make you any stronger on dungeon 2, but does make you stronger on dungeon 6. And it seems like with Ukayaw, it's the other way around. Finding it on dungeon 2 means you're immediately stronger because you have access to these god abilities. These worker ants worry the heck out of me. Oh, is he stuck? He can't figure out how to get here. Go get him, guys. Snakes can swim. That's super. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see if that's actually how the mechanics work, or if there's something that I'm not considering / not aware of. Wow, this ant is really... Oh, let me spit on him. Here you go. They hate poison. That ought to do it. Yeah. So this is a Fed House altar, which we're obviously not taking. That's an Oklub plant, which we are obviously not messing with. I gotta keep... it tells me how many arrows I have. That's so nice. I gotta keep an eye on that, but it's like... I don't want to really optimize too much for the number of arrows I have, because before too long, I'll get to a state where I don't need to rely that much on sticks to snakes, and so the number of arrows I have will not be a concern. Whereas right now, it's a humongous concern that I be alive, and sticks to snakes helps me with that. So I am happy to use up all the arrows I have. I just want to make sure that I don't like run out while I'm not even aware of it. Stupid hound. Come on. The poison just keeps missing him. I guess we got him once. Okay, there we go. So Nagas just have like a lot of hit points. Like that's why we're at 51. How's unarmed combat and transmutations? How are these doing? How are my spells looking? Spider Form's getting there. In fact, I think Spider Form's fine. It's got a high fail rate, but like that's okay for transmutations. And I want to work on surviving. So let's say do these things and train a tiny bit of dodging. That seems kind of dumb. Let's just train all three of these things. Right? I don't quite know what to do with the -2 aptitude. Do you train it more? Do you train it less? I think we have so much dex that I actually should be getting a lot of dodging, because your evasion is like, it scales roughly with dexterity times dodging, more or less, you know. So if you have a lot of dexterity, it pays off a lot to. Does this guy have like, okay, so he could very well have throw flame, which could be a big problem because we have negative fire resistance. So I think I want to just let the snakes try it anyway, to let the snakes take care of him. I feel very, very vulnerable right now, being cornered like this. Let's kill the wizard, or do I kill this guy? I think I kill this guy so that I'm not surrounded anymore. Alright, he's casting Magic Dart. Does that tell me anything? No. Every spell set has Magic Dart. Okay. He cast Slow on me. That tells me something. He has the top spell set. Magic Dart, Slow, Haste, and Blink. So that means he doesn't have Throw Flame, which is nice. Obviously Slow is a problem too, but it's not going to like insta-kill us. And he blinked, means he's out of the way. Great. Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna call this video here. It's not really any important milestone or anything, but it's just slow going as a Naga, and I have no idea how long it's gonna take to find an altar. It might be video 2, or God help us, even 3, before I can survive through the early game long enough to find an altar. So we're just gonna cut the video here, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, dang it! I messed up my outro, guys. It's so I like to. It doesn't matter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.